Hello, I'm Rebecca Flaherty, and today we're going to be making this pattern in Procreate. If you're a regular here, feel free to use the timestamps in the description to skip to the beginning of the tutorial. And if you're new here, then welcome to the Pattern Makers Toolkit. It's my free little club designed to help you dive deep into the world of pattern making, or as I like to call it, the ultimate creative rabbit hole. Inside you'll find lots of handy resources, including today's yummy colour palette, which you can grab from my website. I think we can class this as a beginner-friendly pattern as long as you keep an eye on your snapping accuracy and follow my tips for avoiding seams in your shapes. I've already done all of the maths for you, so you can simply copy the dimensions from the description when you make your own version. And just a little disclaimer, yes, I know that geometric patterns are much easier to make in vector software like Illustrator or Affinity Designer, but I love the challenge of figuring out how to make them in Procreate. That's my thing, and that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you today. So first things first, canvas setup. My go-to size for patterns is 3600 pixels square at 300 dpi. So let's fill our first layer with colour. So tap here and tap fill layer. Don't stress too much about which colour you use, you can always change it later. So we're going to tap transform. Set your interpolation method to bicubic for this tutorial and make sure that you have snapping and magnetics on and cranked all the way up. So also on our settings bar down here, we've got rotate 45 degrees. So we're going to tap that and we're going to tap fit to canvas. This gives us a perfect 45-degree diamond measuring 3600 pixels by 3600 pixels because it's fitted to the width of our canvas. But before we start adjusting sizes, we need to reset the bounding box so that Procreate is measuring the actual width and height instead of these diagonal lengths. If I tap this now, you'll see it's not got 3600 pixels in there. So I'm going to tap off this transform up here, tap again, the bounding box now goes horizontally and vertically. We can tap that and we've got that 3600 pixel dimension in there. The simplest size to start with is half of your canvas width and height, which in this case is 1800 pixels. So I'm going to leave this constrained and whoops, change this to 1800 pixels. You've got to be quick though, otherwise it will take your first answer. So then we can snap this into the middle. Then we're going to duplicate this layer, tap transform and snap it to the side of the canvas like this. You'll see an orange line there down the middle. Then transform it again. The top part is snapped to the middle of the canvas, the bottom is snapped to the bottom, and this part is snapped to the middle, and it will also snap to that diagonal line there. You'll see if we zoom in, there is a faint semi-transparent line, but we'll fix that in a moment. Duplicate this again, flip it horizontally and do the same over this side. Then we can group those together, duplicate the group, we can hide this one with all the pieces in it and tap flatten on this one. Now we're going to duplicate this layer a few times and you'll see that has knocked out that semi-transparency in there. So then you can pinch those together and we don't have that line going in there anymore. So this is all one solid shape now. Duplicate, tap transform, and you can snap the top of this down to the middle of the canvas there. Now I'm going to tap on this layer up here that's been cut off at the bottom, don't worry about that. Tap select, I'm going to hide this one now, tap on the layer underneath, tap transform, and we can just drag this off the canvas. And then we're left with this chevron shape here. When you tap select on it, you might find that you still have some bits at the bottom selected. The top will still be fine, but maybe your bounding box might come down to here. Just snap this to the middle of the canvas there like that, and it will cut it off at the bottom there where it's meant to be cut off. So let's move this over into the corner now. Then we can duplicate this, tap transform and snap one over to there. And then when you zoom in, there should be no line down there either. And we've got these nice diagonal lines there. So that's our first chevron zigzag line. I'm going to pinch those two together. We can delete that one. I'll alpha lock this, duplicate it, and let's fill it with a different colour now. Let's use like greyish yellow, allegedly, for this one. Tap transform, and we can snap this one up here. So it's actually centered on the canvas, this one. Duplicate again, tap transform, and bring it up again. And let's fill this one with pink. duplicate again, tap transform, and this one we're going to bring up to the top. So the middle of it will be snapped to the top of the canvas, and this one will make blue. And then this orange one at the bottom we can duplicate and snap the middle node of it to the bottom of the canvas. And this one will be blue as well, so that the top matches up with the bottom. There we go, and although that doesn't look like it makes a proper zigzag, when these two bits line up, that will make the zigzag as well. So that is our finished pattern tile. What we're going to do now is test this and see how it looks in repeat. So swipe down with 3 fingers and copy all. Come up to the top here, swipe down and paste. And we'll fill a layer underneath with black so that if there's any mistakes that would show through. We could use white actually, that might be more contrasting with these. So let's tap on this layer, tap transform, and snap this into the middle there. Duplicate, tap transform again, and snap it over to this side. And we can zoom in and just check this middle seam here. We should have nice smooth lines here meet in the middle and no white gap there in the middle. So we know our vertical seams are okay. Pinch those together, duplicate, tap transform, snap that down to the bottom, and then we can check our horizontal seam, and that's looking okay. And you can see how these triangles that are on the top and the bottom, they match up to make that chevron shape. So I'm going to make this 1 step smaller again, just so we can see a bit more of it, and then that is our pattern tile finished. Don't forget you can find today's colour palette for free over in the Pattern Makers Toolkit. Pattern Makers Toolkit is a bit like a Patreon group, except it's all free. I send out 1 and only 1 email per month with a freebie in there to help you on your pattern making journey, as well as early access links to some of my YouTube tutorials and full access to all the assets in the resource library. Plus, members get 10% off all the canvases and brushes in my Etsy store. New for 2025, the email also has a set of seasonal prompts each month for helping you plan, illustrate and upload in advance for the key shopping dates in your print-on-demand stores like Spoonflower. If you'd like to join, just click on the link up here or in the description. If you're loving geometric patterns in Procreate, then you'll love my Skillshare class, Circle Pattern Play in Procreate. It's a 7-day creative challenge where we create tons of bold patterns using one simple circle. It's perfect for kickstarting ideas, playing with layouts and discovering new colour palettes. If you're not on Skillshare yet, you can get 30 days free with the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe here for your weekly dose of pattern making fun. Have fun, stay creative, and I will see you next time.